With the little ranting that I did in the last review of Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but I had to get it straight out because that's what horror movies do to me, and I hate it. This one, on the other hand, does the complete opposite, and it did great. It came out this year, and I was kind of looking forward to this movie, even though some of the other ones didn't, like the last one that happened of it, didn't do well. It did average. So I wanted to give this one a chance, despite how they did this. But let's talk about it. This is the director that did the awesome Lights Out from last year. So I want to give it a chance. You never know. 2017's Annabelle Creation, which is the prequel to the prequel Annabelle. Alright then. That's confusing, but we got it in the bag. So this is about former toy maker Sam Mullins and his wife Esther are happy to welcome a nun and 6 orphan girls into their California farmhouse. Years earlier, the couple's 7-year-old daughter Annabelle died in a tragic car accident. Terror soon strikes when one child sneaks into a forbidden room and finds a seemingly innocent doll that appears to have a life of its own. Going to this, I was actually kind of looking forward to this before this. Like when it was trailers like at around April and June this year. Horror movies are my thing. And I wanted this to be really good. I was nervous. I was like, okay, I'm going to give it a shot. I want to see how it goes. Because I thought the first Annabelle, even though I haven't reviewed it yet, it's average. I mean, it's not bad. It was just not good. It was average. I mean, I own it. I still enjoy the movie for what it is. This is the prequel to the prequel. So I was hoping that this would do a lot more better, in my opinion. Like I said, this is the director that did last year's Lights Out, so I was hoping this would do better. And boy, I gotta tell you, this was great. This was so surprising, and we'll talk about it, but it's wow. This really surprised me a whole lot. I mean, movies like these, I was like, okay, we've had Ouija, which was god awful, and then Ouija Origin of Evil was actually great, actually. So Annabelle, I thought was average. This was great. So I mean, people can do it, and this is another director that I forgot to mention, like some other ones that are great directors. This is another one. It's not better than Lights Out though, but this was damn good though. Um, I mean, it did so much better. There are some problems in it, but I will discuss it. But I mean, watching the movie, it got interesting actually as it kept going on for what it was. So let's talk about it. You got Stephanie Siegman, who is Sister Charlotte, Talitha Bateman as Janice, Lulu Wilson as Linda, and then you got Grace Fulton as Carol, Philippa Coulthard as Nancy, and Taylor Buck as Kate, and other ones. And you got Anthony LaPaglia as Samuel Mullins, and Miranda Otto as Esther Mullins. And there's other ones, but those are the ones the most. And these people, let's start with it. The acting with this movie with these guys, they all did great. Especially the kids, even Talitha Bateman and Lulu Wilson as kids did a great job. I mean, these guys sold the acting perfect. We fleshed out these characters and everything. They were great. Sometimes at times they were stupid at small points. I was like, alright, you don't need to do that. But for the most part, they were fleshed out. They were great. And the way they showed their fear and everything when stuff was going down, I really liked it a lot. A whole lot. I mean, that was like one of the most surprising things of the movie to me. There's more, but this is one of them. But yeah, the acting was great. Talitha Bateman and Lulu Wilson were like the best parts of the movie, in my opinion. You got other ones too, like some of the main like teen girls, but these kids were the best part. They were fantastic. I mean, you got this Janice girl who has legs that she could barely use. She's crippled. I mean, with these orphans, these are all orphans, and you feel bad for them because, there's points in life to where, kids have these problems. And I fleshed out with Janice and Lulu and other ones a whole lot. And with her being crippled, I was like, you know what? I can understand this. I can understand this point. But I mean, there's moments I was like, oh shit, I hope they survive or anything. I mean, I cared about these characters. But overall, the acting was great from that. And Lulu Wilson, who played Linda, she was great too. She did such a great job. And, when she acts more at times, I'm like, you know what? I'd be doing the same shit. She did great. Overall, the acting was so great. The writing, and I'm trying to figure out who the writer is. It's actually the writer. He's wrote Annabelle, and he was co-screener for It. So before this, though, he did Annabelle, which is this is an improvement in my opinion. Oh, this was really good dialogue. Now I'm not gonna explain it, but there's moments I was like, oh, they said that, but for the most part, it was really good. They did such a great job. These are words that we would say if we were in a situation. And I just want to say overall, the dialogue was really good. The the script, which is really good. The atmosphere in this movie. Okay, this is one of the most important parts of this movie is where they're sitting at. You have to have the atmosphere really damn good. If you don't feel it, then there's no point to it. But the atmosphere was awesome. I mean, I had chills down my spine with the atmosphere. I was like, oh shit. Oh shit. But wow, the atmosphere was great. I mean, there's not a single, not even, the atmosphere didn't go down not even once. It was like, holy shit. I mean, seriously. It really did that. But I mean, you expect that. I mean, you have to have purposes for this movie. And you have to have it. I mean, there's points to where it has to work. And overall, the atmosphere was great. Let's talk about the jump scares. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. Good amount of jump scares actually did work. I'm not gonna lie. There was one. There was another one, but there was one that I thought of right in the middle of the movie. And I actually wasn't expecting it. I was like, oh, this is gonna be simple. But it was like something turned and it was close up on the screen. I was like, oh shit. Wow. I never was that frightened like that in a long time. That was perfect. That one jump scare got me good. I was like, you know what? You're a damn good movie. I'm gonna give you credit for that one. That one was spot on. I'm not gonna say it, but it's one of the things that's going on in the movie. And I was like, oh shit, because I'm not gonna spoil it because I want people to figure it out themselves. But oh my god, that was some crazy shit. And woo, wow, the jump scares overall were pretty good. Some of them were kind of cliche and ridiculous. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I expected it. But for a good amount of it, it worked really well. Damn good. Um, the scares in the movie, like what's going on with the people, what happens to them and everything, like Janice and everyone, and all these people, they did it damn good. Like stuff happens to Janice or Linda or the other orphan one, people, girls, and everything, and when you see it, you go, you know what? That was crazy. Like there's a scene to where Janice, I'll say it, the demon is trying to get Janice, and I was watching it, I was like, oh my god. I felt chills. I was like, oh shit, it's coming. Because I was expecting it. Because that thing's creepy. I'm going to say it. The makeup on this thing was great. And I was ready. I was like, oh shit. Oh shit. And then one thing was happening. I was like, oh god, no. Please don't go back up there. Oh shit. I'm not kidding. I was doing that. Woo! And the lights are on. I was like, yeah, this works really well. Um, yeah. So overall, the scares in this movie for these people, what's going on with them, and everything, were good. There were some deaths. I'm not gonna mention them, but they worked. They worked pretty good actually. The makeup on them were pretty good. That's surprising. I know that's really good. But I mean, it was surprising. The story. Now, the story with this one, I was worried because you're like, oh, okay. Maybe we'll see what happens here. There's got to be something going. And the story from the beginning, actually to the end of the movie, through it, it made sense, actually. Like, I was going, okay, I'm not going to explain it because that would ruin it, but just saying the story from the beginning to the end, it made a lot of sense. And I kind of understand it. Like, I was like, okay, you know what? That I understand this. This makes a lot of sense. Like, you know, the last review we did, yeah, oh god, and some other ones, oh shit. But this one did make sense. And I understand it. I was like, okay, yeah, I get what they're doing here. And it was really cool. Um, let's talk about it because you know it's there. The demon. Wow, it did great. It did a damn good job. And it did a good job creeping me out in a couple scenes. It got us good. But the Annabelle doll. Yeah, it doesn't do shit, which I expected it. That's kind of one of the downfalls on it, but it worked actually pretty well for what it was doing. I know, right? Really surprising, but it did pretty good for what it was doing. I was like, yep. Oh shit. But the director, the directing did great. The producing was great. They did a damn good job. They actually showed it. The lighting in this movie was actually pretty good. When the demon shows up and it's doing stuff with some of the dark elements into it, it was pretty good actually. I was like, all right, guys, you're doing it. You got it right there. And I was creeped out, and I was just shocked for what we had here. I mean, you get all the crazy shit going on. Let's talk about the crazy shit. You know what I'm talking about. It was pretty damn good. Like, it was doing it right on the money. And the way the movie was going, I didn't expect it to go that way. I thought it was going to the end. It was surprising. We'll talk about some of the negatives because I'm doing it like this because you know you're like, yeah, let's talk about the good and then talk about the bad. Let's go ahead and talk about the bad. Um, some of the characters act stupid at times, and at the wrong times too. I don't want to say which parts of the movie, but you really gotta think. Okay, they're standing there, so why are we doing this? Or where they get close to what's going on, and I'm like, guys, please don't. You're smarter throughout this entire movie. Some of it is cliche, which you expected by this point. I mean, it didn't hold the bar and go, oh, that's bad, but no, it was like, all right, it's dropping it, but it's not. It doesn't make like the movie less. I still love this movie, but some of the cliche stuff, I was like, eh. Some of the shit I have seen before at points, which it didn't drop the movie. I was just like, it's what it is. And the very ending of the movie, I was like, it was okay. I didn't hate it. I was like, alright for what it is. I can give it a pass. Like, I didn't expect it. Like, the ending, I was like, alright, it's what it is. You know, it's not bad. It could have been better or kept it going a little more, but I was like, whatever. It's what it is. I mean, you can't expect much. Oh well. The horror elements worked really well, a lot. It was great. I mean, it's this one house out of nowhere, and the way they do this is great. I mean, with all these people, and I forgot to mention a lot. Stephanie Siegman, who is Charlotte, Sister Charlotte, who's with the girls, and she did great. I mean, she did such a great job. She acts put two, which is a little bit in the negative too on her, but you know what? For the most part, she's a damn good character. All these characters are great. At times they do act stupid, which is some of the problems, but I mean, it's there. And another negative, some of the jump scares, like I said, most of them were really good. Some of them were so stupid. Like I kind of expected some of it to happen, or you get that stare long pause sound and you got nothing. It's like, all right, whatever. But I mean, the first act was setting up to how this whole thing started, and I thought it was pretty good actually. I mean, not great, but it was pretty good. Then you get like the shelter stuff and everything with the 6 orphans and everything. I was like, you know what? This is pretty good. I actually enjoyed this a lot. This was great. We get into the second act, and I was like, oh shit, it was crazy shit going on. Some of it I didn't expect it to go. And the third act was crazy. Like, I mean crazy. I mean, if you expect shit to go crazy, this completely went south. And I was like, damn. But the ending was okay. I was like, you know what? Whatever for what it is. And stick around for the post-credit scene because it sets up for another thing. I don't want to say it, but it was interesting. I mean, there's not really much else to say without spoiling it, but I mean, it was really interesting. But I mean, overall, this movie's great. This movie surprised me a lot, and I kind of expected it to happen. Going into it, I had normal expectations because this is part of the Conjuring universe, and 2 out of 3 out of before this one did great. Were awesome. Conjuring 2 was my favorite movie of last year, so I was thinking something's got to go somewhere. So I wanted to give this a chance, and this did great. The acting was great, especially from the kids. They were the best part of the movie. They did great. The fleshing out the characters and everything, them having fear and everything, helping them make sure you want them to survive and everything. That was great. The writing was really good, actually. Some of it I was like, whatever, it's what it is. But for the most part, dialogue really good. The atmosphere was great. The scares are great. The jump scares were really good. The horror elements were great. The lighting was great. I mean, it did damn good, everything. And the wording of the characters and everything. Some of the deaths, some won't say, were pretty good. Um, the demon did great. That was surprising too. And like I didn't expect it. But we do have some of the cliches, which is some of the characters act stupid from time to time. Some of the jump scares got really ridiculous. Some of the dialogue got a little wonky in some small scenes. Um, the ending was okay, which it was fine for what it was. Um, I mean, there's not really much I can think of. I mean, they're actually dropping down a couple pegs because of the stuff, but I mean, it's not a bad movie. This is great. This is one of the most surprising horror movies of probably a while. One of them, and that's that's surprising, despite the fact that Annabelle was average. I thought this was great. Damn. I mean, overall, I'm gonna give Annabelle Creation a B plus. I mean, with the stuff that some of the negatives, I was like, all right, we got it. It's there. It's there. whatever. But yeah, I didn't want to say too much without spoiling it because even with the story in the beginning of how it happened and everything, I didn't want to say it much. I just want to talk about what happens in the movie of what I enjoyed. And B plus, good job, movie. You did a damn good job. So yeah, that's my review for Annabelle Creation. Yeah, I recently watched it and I didn't want to forget everything, so I just went ahead and just reviewed this bad boy. And boy, this was great. This was surprising. That's our review, guys. And until next time, peace out.